back to the Ed Show. Thanks for watching tonight. Wisconsin, the state that just keeps on giving the news business more stories. In one of his first moves as governor, you won't believe this, Scott Walker killed a high-speed rail project for the state of Wisconsin. He rejected $810 million in federal funding. This, of course, caught the attention of a lot of Wisconsinites. It's kind of a head-scratcher, considering the project would have created jobs and improved the state's business climate and certainly economic development in rural areas. But Walker had his eye on another rail project, specifically strengthening ties with a company called Wisconsin and Southern Railroad. Listen up, folks. The company runs hundreds of miles of state-owned rail. And last month, the Walker administration gave the company $14 million in state grants for infrastructure improvements. Well, it turns out the company's president, Bill Gardner, he just happens to be a major Walker donor. In fact, during Walker's campaign, Gardner emailed him an offer. He says, "I will do everything I can to get you in the governor's mansion." Pretty straight talker, isn't he? That meant supplying Walker with tens of thousands of dollars in campaign funds. Now a criminal complaint alleges Gardner did so illegally. Gardner's own donation surpassed the state's $10,000 limit. So what did he do? Gardner asked his employees to donate to Walker to the tune of $5,000 apiece. Gardner then reimbursed himself and the employees with the company money. An investigation was launched last year after Gardner's ex-girlfriend, told election officials about her ex-boyfriend's donations. Doggone it. Little love circle got him in trouble, huh? He has now agreed to plead guilty on 2 felony counts as part of a deal. Meanwhile, his company has paid a 6-figure penalty. Who do you think had this story? Now it's time to call in Washington correspondent for The Nation, John Nichols. John, great reporting on this. You've done some outstanding work on this, my friend. You write that Walker, the campaign, has returned nearly $45,000 to Gardner during the early stages of the investigation. Explain why we're just starting to find out about all of this.
Well, it's really a fascinating story, Ed. Bill Gardner got caught out on this better part of a year ago when his girlfriend ratted him out. That started a very long and detailed investigation. Once it began, the Walker campaign realized they had to get that money out of their accounts pretty quick. But they didn't get all the Gardner money out. And also, they maintained this ongoing relationship. Remarkably enough, when they got in trouble last year on taking money from Gardner, it wasn't the first time that had happened. Back in 2005, when Walker was thinking of running for governor, they got an illegal contribution from Gardner and had to return that one too.
John, do you think
that long-term relationship?
Yeah. Do you think that there is a connection between the rejecting of the stimulus money that would have put a high-speed rail system in Wisconsin and this relationship to a big donor? What do you make of it?
I think it's a relationship to a couple of big donors, Ed. This is one place where the governor said, oh, we don't want any of that federal money, and yet he's paying out state money to a donor from Wisconsin and Southern Railroad. But I think the bigger donor that he was concerned about, or donors that he's concerned about, are the road builders. Because while this governor is turning down rail money, he is moving state money into huge new road construction projects. So the fact of the matter is, what you see is a pattern where the governor turns down public money that could do great infrastructure projects and serve the state very well in job building, but keeps turning state money back over to private folks who happen to be big donors to his campaign.
And on Thursday, Scott Walker, the governor of Wisconsin, is going to be trotted up on Capitol Hill in front of Darrell Iss's Government and Oversight Committee as a model of how to take care of state budgets. And of course, he's going to get the flower treatment from the Republicans. Is this story going to haunt this governor?
Well, the story has already haunted this governor. The fact of the matter is there's no governor in the country who's seen so deep a drop in his approval ratings from the time he came in to now. The people of this state are very, very upset with what he's done. He's divided his state. He's created all sorts of problems for Wisconsin, and it's become an international story. It would be fascinating and valuable if the ISA committee members began to really ask him questions about how broke Wisconsin is.
Why else would that? But why else would that rail executive go so far to try to get Walker into the governor's mansion just because he's a nice guy if he knew he wasn't going to get some kind of beneficiary out of it? You know what I mean?
Well, of course, Ed. And look, this is the thing. This governor keeps turning down federal money for rail, for broadband build-out, again and again and again. He says, oh, we don't want that federal money there. But then he keeps finding state money to benefit his donors.
You bet. John, good to have you with us tonight. Great reporting. Thanks for joining us.